Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Back out here. It's been a minute. Glad to be back. Yeah, man, just trying to make it happen.
What's your name, man? What they call you?
Man, so if you ask my motorcycle club, man, they call me Suave. Pretty much everybody call me Suave. That's what I'm known as.
Suave?
Yep, that's how you gonna you yell it out. I'm gonna turn around. So
It's all good. You say you back out here. You back out here from where?
I've been in Sacramento for the past about 2 years. Out there trying to make it happen. Obviously, life has its course, so I'm back down here, which I'm not mad at, but I still got business up north, so.
Right. Okay, well, let me ask you, how old are you, and what do you do for a living?
Man, so I'm 29. I'll be hitting that big 30 on Saturday. This Saturday I'll be 30, so I'm looking forward to that.
Man, happy birthday.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And as far as career-wise, man, I'm in this trucking world, man. As of right now, I'm not driving, but I'm definitely trying to get back to it. Had some little hiccups, some little setbacks, but CDL good and everything. We just trying to get everything in order so I can get back and start beating that road up again.
So you say you in the trucking industry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How long have you been in the trucking industry?
Shoot, I got my CDL in 2021.
2021?
Mm-hmm.
So, about close to about 4 years or so.
Yeah.
And let me ask, where did you start out at?
Like my first driving company?
Yes.
Oh, I was with Western Express, man. I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, oh, you was with Western Express, but I ain't gonna lie, my experience there, and mind you, I knew some people on the inside, so that might have, helped it out a little bit. But my experience there was solid. I made some good money, partying all over in different states. Get out there, got a layover for a day or two. I had fun, man. I can't complain. Western was good to me.
Yeah, well, understand, man. We all got to start out somewhere.
Right.
So how did you initially get into trucking? Did somebody put it in your ear? Did somebody run it past you? And when you did find out about it and decided, hey, this is the route you wanted to go, did you have any fear?
So pretty much the way it started, man, back in 2020, I ain't gonna lie, I went through a little period where I was just spiraling. I ain't gonna lie, like I just didn't know I'm working these, dead end ass warehouse jobs and shit like that. And my Uncle Mark, he been in the trucking game for a minute, minute. So he kind of brought it to my attention and was just like, hey man, like, why don't you, get in these trucks? And I was like, okay, at first I'm like, yeah, all right, sound good.
Yeah.
And then he started I ain't gonna lie, he started really kind of putting a little fire under me. I'll be at the house sitting there and not really doing much. He'll call me, hey, what you doing? I remember there was one time we was on the phone and we called like 6 different schools on 3-way.
Right.
Just, and he just making sure like, come on, let's do it. So I ended up finding a school, what is it called? Luna's Trucking. I don't know if that's still the name, but it's out in San Bernardino.
San Bernardino, California?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They charged me $2,500. They let you break it down in payments.
Okay.
So I ended up doing that. That school probably took I was in there for 3 months. A little longer than most, but it was worth it because I passed my permit and my driver's test first try.
Right.
First time around, I'm out of there.
Man, $2,500?
$2,500. I know most schools.
Wow.
You look now, they want $6,000, $7,000, $5,500.
Right.
And
$6,000.
And they gonna only give you 4 weeks. And if you ain't ready in 4 weeks, then figure it out.
Right, would they start you all over or kick you out the program or what?
So to my knowledge, I think it goes case by case. Like if you're not ready, then they might let you, extend it. I don't know if you gotta pay or what.
Right.
All I can tell you for sure is that my school will give you a full year. So that's $2,500. So they give you a full year. You could take the whole 365 days if you feel like you need to.
Right.
And then after that, then I don't know what they might charge you a little more because, they continuously training you and stuff like that. Right. So I don't know if that'll be the case, but ain't nobody gonna need 300. If you need 365 days to learn how to do this trucking stuff, then
it's
maybe
not for
you. Straight like that, man. It ain't for you.
Yeah. Western Express, you did your private training, truck training, and then you say you went to Western Express. So you really didn't have no experience, but you went straight in. So you didn't train with Western, you trained with the personal company.
Yep, with the personal company. So all they pretty much do, they just get you ready for the DMV test. So
Right.
the pre-trip, you know what I mean, driving around, make sure you ain't grinding gears. Cause I learned on the
manual.
Scale, manual. So
Okay.
I ain't got no restrictions and stuff like that. They go over the pre-trip, make sure you know the ins and outs of everything. So when it comes forward to test time, you ready and good to go.
Right.
Now, as far as, driving in snow and mountains and all that, you're not going to get none of that. We in California, right?
Right.
So, I mean, when I got to Western, that was all, man, firsthand. I just had to figure it out.
What'd you do? Regional? You did OTR? How did that go?
Yeah, I did OTR. So when I first got there, I had a team driver. And, we drove together for maybe I'd say a month maybe, and it just didn't work out. We still cool to this day though.
Yeah.
We just understood we didn't work out.
Right.
I still call him randomly. He'll call me, chop it up and stuff like that.
Right.
After that, I was doing some solo work with Western, and really, man, I remember I forgot where I was sitting. I think I was in Weed, California, and I got one of my checks, and I was just like, man, this ain't making sense. You know what I mean? So I guess that's where that Western Express, it ain't worth it, kind of come into play.
It kind of bummed you out?
It bummed me out a little bit. I'm like, damn, man, I'm thinking I'm finna make all this money. So then I hit my DM, who I knew, you know what I mean? He put me on a Walmart account. I was on that Walmart account, and that was regional. So I was going, the furthest I would go is Utah, so a little over Vegas, you know what I mean? Go out to Utah. And then maybe to Tahoe, the furthest, and then everything in between. So Sacramento, I was out there a lot. Bakersfield, all down to 5, I was out there a lot doing a Walmart. Now, it was when I started training, that's where the money started coming. So pretty much the way it worked with them, quick little breakdown, you with a trainee for about 3 weeks, you get all the miles as a trainer.
Yeah.
So you make it, I don't know if it's changed, at the time it was 55 cents a mile.
Right.
So you getting 55 cents, but with 2 people, you running, and I ran my ship on a tight one. So we doing 6,000 miles, 5,500 miles a week.
Okay.
So you do that times 55, and that's what you getting every week. So that's where the money started coming in, and I ain't gonna lie, I was having fun going out,
Right.
bought a Harley,
Right.
bars, everything. Don't get me wrong, I definitely lived it up for sure.
So you experienced something that you hadn't experienced before. It brought you out the box.
For sure.
Did you ever have any fear when it came to when you first started, prior to, or as you got into it and started driving? Was there any fear as far as the places you would go, or any type of weather, anything that you might experience?
To be honest, man, I'm an adrenaline junkie. Side note, I done been in 6 motorcycle accidents, and I'm still riding to this day. So
Right.
I really don't fear much of it. I done been skydiving, all that. So
Something like a daredevil.
yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah.
I honestly, I get excited when the snow and all that start to come. Now, the only part I don't like is if they make you chain, because I'm not trying to get out the truck.
Right.
Nobody really trying to get out the
Right.
truck.
Well, most of us.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get out the truck and chain, but as far as driving through it, oh yeah, I had a blast. Oh yeah, I had no fear really at all.
Now, how long did you spend with Western Express?
I stayed with Western for about 2 years, I want to say. About
2 years?
I stayed with them. Yeah, 2 years.
Okay, and then where'd you go? And why'd you leave?
So, I got a son, 5-year-old, my little man, my road dog, man. He's up in Sacramento.
Okay.
His mom, her family, everything's up there. So I wanted to kind of get out of that OCR life and find something a little more to where I could be home more and spend time with him.
Right.
So I went to a smaller company. It was called Phoenix Transport. And I mean, I ain't gonna get on here and dog him or nothing like that, but it was definitely interesting. It was kind of a sole dream. You know, they promise home every day, which it did start like that.
Right. So a smaller company?
Smaller company, right. I was pretty much doing the ports. I was running from Oakland to Reno, back, and then go home. So I was home every day.
Right. Oakland to Reno?
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much after about like maybe a month of doing that, they kind of hit me with, hey, you know, the ports are slowed down. Like, all we got is stuff going up and down the 5. You could either take that or you could jam. So even then, I'm like, okay, if I'm running up and down the 5 as a trucker, you know that's down the street. Going from Sacramento to LA, that's down the street. So I roll down there, come back, be home for a day or two, keep doing that, vice versa. Then it started to me going further and further and further. And yeah, man, we just had our little issues, you know, they as far as like payments and on time, you know, I'm big on that. If I'm gonna do the work on time, you pay me on time.
Right.
Like I said, I ain't gonna, you know, but just little stuff here and there that wasn't really working out. So after that, one of my homeboys, and this is where it get like, man, one of my homeboys, he was doing up in Sac, he was doing sales. And so he was like, yeah, man, you know, this is a good job. You know, you be home every single day. You know what I mean? You're not driving all over the country and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Company was Xfinity, you know. Ended up, I was like, all right, let me step out the truck for a minute. Because in long term, you know, I don't want to be in the truck for forever. So I was like, let me go see if I can learn something else and, you know, whatever.
Right.
So I get out there doing the Xfinity thing, and it's all right. You know, don't get me wrong. I think Xfinity taught me a little bit more about myself as far as like dealing with people.
Right. So you got out of a truck to do something else, to transition to something else because you probably were just tired and just worn out from being in the truck and whatever you was going through at the time. And you said you got with this company called Xfinity?
Xfinity, yeah.
Xfinity. Okay.
So it's
go ahead.
Oh, it's Comcast slash Xfinity. So people up north, they know what Comcast is.
Cable
company? Is cable,
okay.
Home security, mobile, all that good stuff.
So you said something that caught my attention, man. You said that you learned a lot about yourself when dealing with this company and transitioning and doing something different. You learned a lot of, you know, you stepped down to do this different type of work, different type of job, and you started learning something about yourself?
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I learned that I don't like dealing with people. Straight like that.
Yeah, I don't need that time.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely a people person. I'm, you know what I mean? You bring me in a crowd, good environment, I'm gonna have a good time. Like, I'm not antisocial. I'm not saying that, but as far as like, because, you know, we deal with everything. Not only do we sell them the stuff, but, you know, they might have a mishap on their bill and this,
right.
and that.
Right.
You know, you got customers that'll come in, and I feel like in today's time, common courtesy is out the window. It's out the window. So, I mean, people come in, you know, yelling at you like you intentionally messed their bill up. Like, you woke up this morning and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to mess John's bill up today. That's what I'm going to do today.
Right.
So they come in like that, and I'm just kind of like, man, hey, like, you know, and a lot of times this is how I would get them too. You know, they'll come in mad, and I'll look at them. I'll just be like, hey, did I personally mess your stuff up or raise your bill or mess your home security or whatever up? And they'll be like, no. So I'll be like, okay, then why are you coming at me like that? I'm here to help.
Why are you taking it out on me?
Right, I'm here to help. And 9 times out of 10, you still get that one person that just want to be mad. But 9 times out of 10, they be like, you know what, you right, my bad.
Yeah, they feel like they need somewhere to direct their anger.
Right. And it ain't towards me, I'll tell you that.
Right.